Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to take you along the journey of 5 washes today. Kind of one of those a day in the life of videos. We'll do 5 washes, and between 4 and 5, something kind of odd happens. And at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you what that is, along with a pro tip. So you don't want to go anywhere. Boom. Okay, so here we are at opportunity number 1. It was a full house wash, full concrete wash, this terrible patio and the deck. There's also a little concrete in the back. I also took the time to wash all the foundation as well. So this was a nice project. I'd have loved to have had the roof, but he wasn't going for that. So this is the only one of 5 today that was not a previous customer. So all of the other washes are existing customers, which, by the way, I know I catch a lot of flack for my high volume business model, but it has yet to fail me. And in these lean seasons where the phones just aren't ringing, although I did get 7 calls today and gave 7 bids after work, and landed, I think, 4 of them so far. So nonetheless, my high volume business model works out well for me because I'm just staying booked at 4 and 5 houses a day, most of which are previous customers. So he was absolutely blown away. This home likely, honestly, has never been washed, and they've been there for 20 some years. I mean, it was pretty bad, and the north side was the worst. You'll see that here in just a moment. So I realized that not everyone cleans the foundation when you're washing a house. I include it in the scope of the project, and if you don't, I respect that. If that's an upcharge, that's cool. I just go ahead and put it in the price of the house wash, and they're always happy about that. Well, why wouldn't they be? And I'll show you a little bit of that foundation wash here in just a moment. So here you see a little surface cleaning, of course. I did all of those little blocks that you see me standing on there as well, and a couple of steps. You'll see all of that here in just a moment. So here I am, obviously, with the turbo nozzle. Took just a few minutes on 3 sides, I believe, to clean the foundation, and turbo nozzle came out perfectly fine. Again, it's not for everybody, but to me, it's part of the house, so I wash it, and it's rare that I have to do that, but when I do, it always turns out nice, and the customer is very appreciative. So we will move on now to keep on. There we go. The north side of the house. It was the dirtiest side. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't the dirtiest side, but it was certainly dirty. And there it is, nice, pristine, and clean. The front porch area and this walkway was hideous. Came out great. And by the way, once I got there, he decided he only wanted the top portion of the concrete washed because the rest was in bad shape. So I deducted $100. I stopped at Lowe's to pick up some supplies and then off to opportunity number 2. This was a 30-minute drive. Now that first one, I should tell you, that first drive was 45 minutes away from my shop. And that's morning drive. So here in Cincinnati, it's not as far as you think, but it was a good fair amount of time. This one was 30 minutes north of that, working my way back to the shop, but this is still a good 30 minutes, 35 minutes to my shop. This was a little bonus that I gave to these nice people because it was crazy slick, and it took a few minutes just to apply some SH, and then with the M5 twist, clean up the deck. No big deal. Yes, all the washes got property protection, and you can see I keep the tape on my wrist. Little Flow Pro action there, cleaning this north side, which was the worst side, but as always, but it came out nice and clean as well. This again is a repeat customer. You can see there it came out absolutely beautiful, and they were thoroughly impressed, of course, as always. So we make our way to opportunity number 3. Again, a repeat customer. I wash for this nice lady. She's 84 years old. I wash it every single year. The first time I washed this house, it was hideous. Now, maintained every year. It needs to be washed, but not so much on the front area. The back, you can see those trees there at the top of the screen. The back is completely covered with trees, so it gets really bad. There's a deck back there. I wash that as well. So the house wash and the deck, and from time to time she'll have me wash a little bit of concrete. It's hard to see from here, but the deck is very green. All the railing is very, very green. It's hard to believe it could get that green after just 1 year. But when you see all of those trees off to the right, this home gets zero sunlight. So you see all the algae build up here, comes off like nobody's business. I did move that trash can. I make sure to get rid of all of the leaves in there before I leave. So here we are on the deck, cleaning this up. The deck is part of the wash. This was not an add-on. It's just something she has me do every single year, and for good reason. It gets very, very slick back there. You can see how quickly that comes off. That's just applying the SH. So when I go back for the rinse, the fresh rinse, yeah, it comes off very easily. You notice that box I just passed, it's identical to the box you see in the picture there. I make certain to clean that every year, both of those boxes. I'll remove the boxes, pull them out a little bit, get the leaves and debris out from there, and make it very, very nice for the homeowner. So here's the the pro tip for washing 5 and 6 houses a day is route density. This next home that I wash every year on the same day as I just washed this previous house is only maybe 8 or 10 houses away. Here you see, I'm driving, it's on the same street. This is how you do it. I don't care to drive, which would be 50 minutes from my house and probably 35 to 40 minutes from my shop, as long as I can do them all on the same day. So I start out my furthest distance with my house wash. I get there at 8 o'clock. That's what my normal start time is. And then I begin to work my way back home. So here we are washing this brick home. I know it's on repeat, but this is, no pun intended, a repeat customer. So here we are washing this one for this nice fella. I've only met him once, but he's super nice. He's in marketing. He makes yard signs and stuff. So good to have people in the know. I wash the house, and then also I wash birds. No, I'm teasing. I washed around the pretty little birds. Mama bird was chirping in the tree right behind me. So I made certain not to disturb the birdies. Here's something interesting. Look at this back patio. Isn't this beautiful? It's just like I don't know, it's like a green garden of beauty and perhaps not so much. But nonetheless, I wash it and I don't ask questions. So we're washing this one, and then I also wash the shed as part of the wash. It's not an add-on. It's just something they ask me to do every year. So something interesting happened between stop number 4 and stop number 5, and I can't wait to get back to the shop and tell you all about it. Okay, so I'm back at the shop and well early, so I didn't get to do number 5, and here's why. When I was en route from 4 to 5, number 5 texts me and says, hey, I can't do it today. Is there any way we can reschedule? Now, here's why he texts me. Because about 30 minutes out, I actually text him and let him know that I was en route. I do it like this. My Marcate app actually allows me to text the customer at whatever time that I set it up for, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 15, 10, whatever, or a custom time. And I always text them. Let's say if I'm 25 minutes out, I will text them and tell them I'm 30 minutes out. That way, if there's any kind of incident that happens, at least I have some sort of a workaround with that, and I'm not later than what I told them within reason. So I do that before every wash. En route, I will text them. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that he forgot that I was coming today when he got up this morning and there were cars in the driveway. It was a full concrete wash. Now, he got my text yesterday. I know he did because all my customers get my text through Mark8. So it's the same number that texted him yesterday. He got it today. Again, a reminder that I was en route. And so I'm thinking he forgot to move the cars. And so here's the pro tip. Always, always, always text or call when you are en route, letting them know that you are on your way so that they can be aware of that. And if there is an issue, they need to reschedule or whatever, they can do that. Also, if there's furniture to be removed, if there are cars that need to be removed from the driveway, so forth and so on, then you can give them a pre-warning that you're en route and they can take care of those things. So I'm glad that I have this process. I'm glad that Mark8 allows this, and it's very simple. It's already set up in the program. I just simply pull up the work order, hit the schedule time or the en route time, and they automatically get the text. And my text says something like, "Great news, Mike is on his way to make things beautiful again." Something like that. They love it. They absolutely love that I keep them informed. They get the one the day before, plus they get the day of when I'm en route, and it always pays off. So that's the pro tip for today. Hey, I really appreciate you watching. We'll do more videos like this in the future, a little different than what we normally do, but I hope that you enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit the bell tab. Leave a comment. I'd greatly appreciate it. All right. We'll talk to you again tomorrow, Lord willing. Bye-bye.